Hello, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for Friday, April 7th. We have a round of showers coming through today and tomorrow. Most of it's going to fall through tonight. The Sawtooth will see most of the precipitation in the surrounding areas, but it's going to be breezy. Still looks like ahead of our low that comes in towards the middle of next week, maybe as early as Tuesday. We are going to have some pretty warm temperatures. A lot of streaks, consecutive streaks below 50 and 60 degrees for highs will be done. And we'll see that increasing potential of snow melt and runoff across the area. Satellite shows low pressure offshore this morning. That will be quickly swinging through in a couple of pieces, couple of little embedded waves over the next 24 to 36 hours. And then the ridge back to the west of that will be building over the area for the early part of next week. The weather risk outlook matrix, mainly a lot of this, we're just introducing minor risks due to the warming temperatures, the increasing snowmelt and runoff. Right now, no rivers or streams are expected to flood. No major rivers or streams are expected to flood, but some increasing levels. And don't be surprised if we see a little bit of sheet flooding developing in some spots over the coming days. So how are things looking for today in terms of where things are tracking forecast-wise? You can see pretty quickly showers moving into the central mountains, then kind of thinning out as it moves eastward overnight. Just a smattering of showers outside of the central mountains through tonight. And then as we go into tomorrow morning, most of this east of I-15, but that'll quickly dwindle. Maybe a few sprinkles or light showers remaining into the afternoon hours. So back to the specifics for our incoming storm. You can see some gusty down valley winds down in the Magic Valley. Otherwise, some gusty southerly winds eventually developing during the day. Some of those gusts over 25 miles per hour in the central mountains and along the benches and higher elevations south of the Snake Plain. You can see those light snow and rain showers moving into the central mountains during the afternoon hours, slowly spreading eastward, and the winds do start to die down outside of the central mountains during the evening hours. And you'll see as we go into tonight, not much in the way of snow falling anywhere across the area. Just a little bit of a light shower activity in the central mountains and over along the Wyoming border. And that trend continues into tomorrow, and not much in the way of wind to speak of. So looking at snow totals, you can see some areas along the Sawtooth there in excess of 4 inches, maybe a little bit higher along the spine of the Sawtooth to the west. Also, in the mountains surrounding the Wood River Valley, maybe about 1 to 3 inches of snow. Otherwise, just some light snow and rain showers with this particular storm. Now, we're going to really focus on high temperatures with this warm weather coming over the next several days. For this afternoon, many of us in the 40s and 50s, especially along and south of the Snake Plain, also over to the eastern highlands in the 40s. Elsewhere, it'll be in the 30s. You can see the Stanley Basin in the 40s, the Chalice Valley in the mid-40s, closer to 50 up in Salmon. Otherwise, cooler temperatures for today. Now, for tomorrow morning, we start to see a few spots not getting very far, if at all, below freezing along I-15, 84, 86 to the south, right around freezing, maybe a little bit of above. And then temperatures tomorrow afternoon creeping up a little bit more, a few degrees across the board, but still some places, especially in the higher elevations, at or below freezing. So for Sunday, temperatures remaining at or above freezing or near freezing, Pocatello westward and then south into portions of the valleys there in the South Hills and the Albion Mountains. But look at the high temperatures. Only the highest elevations remaining at or near freezing or below for Sunday afternoon. Otherwise, 40s and 50s. Once you get into the Magic and Treasure Valleys, we're talking into the 60s. So like we said, some places, we've had some pretty long streaks of highs below 50 and 60. By the time the middle of next week rolls around, we'll probably see most of those streaks coming to an end for those particular areas. We're talking places like Chalice and Stanley and Idaho Falls, places like that. Burley and Pocatello have at least broken their 50-degree streaks. Their 60-degree streaks are probably going to be broken by this time, by the time this little bit of warm-up is coming our way. So for Monday, you can see temperatures well above freezing for the lower plain into the Magic and Treasure Valleys, Chalice above freezing, Salmon above freezing. Some places in the low 40s, highs in the 50s and 60s. Really, the highest peaks will be in the mid-30s in the afternoon. You can see some 70s creeping into the portions of the Magic Valley and the Treasure Valley for Monday. For Tuesday, we see the temperatures cooling in the central mountains with the rain and snow moving in. And you'll see just a little bit cooler across the board, but some of those warmer temperatures shifting eastward. So Driggs looks like they may hit 60 on this point for Tuesday. We're talking 60s elsewhere across the area. Maybe a few spots trying to still push 70 for Tuesday afternoon. So, we like to sometimes look at some of the probability forecasts. And we're going to take a look at going from Sunday, Monday into Tuesday morning. We see a lot of places in the 30s and 40s. Let's look at those probabilities for Sunday morning, with most areas not reaching 40, but basically down around Burley, Twin Falls, down towards Malta. Some area, there's about a 30% chance, maybe 40% chance of actually pushing above 40 degrees. So our forecast may be a little bit on the cool side. Going into Monday morning, you can see we were forecasting some 40s over in the Treasure Valley, so this is indicating that definitely is a possibility. But even over towards Pocatello, we had some cooler overnight lows for Monday morning. But, there's potential there of, some of the probability forecasts indicating 50 to 60% chance that we could actually stay above 40 degrees. And even up towards looking at over in the Stanley Basin, there's a small chance up around Chalice and up into Limhi County as well. So that's for Monday morning. Tuesday morning, we talked about a lot of places remaining above 40, especially Pocatello to the west. That's a given. But, look at some of these other valleys below 6,500 feet. I mean, potentially 50, 70, 75% chance of actually staying above 40 in portions of the Stanley Basin, also up near Chalice. Those probabilities are above 50% as far north as Rexburg, even up into the Caldera around Island Park, the Swan Valley, down towards Georgetown and Montpelier and Bear Lake, and down into the Cache Valley as well. So, and even there's some low probabilities from Pocatello westward down towards Malta and Oakley that we could even stay above 50 degrees for Tuesday morning. So something to keep in mind. Our forecast may be actually a bit on the cool side. So we're going to switch gears from low temperatures. We're going to switch gears to high temperatures, then the potential there of getting above 70 degrees. We've been talking a lot about 50 and 60 degree, getting above 50 in the 50s and 60s. So what about above 70? So for Sunday afternoon, really not much of a potential in our area. We go into Monday afternoon. The potential around Pocatello is still around 15, 20, 25%, 10 to 20 down into the Cache Valley. But once you get into the Magic Valley, down towards Malta and Oakley, those lower valleys there, 40, 50% probabilities of getting above 70, 60 to 70% in some places around Burley. And certainly as you get into the Treasure Valley and over towards Mountain Home, it's a given that we're going to see above 70 degrees. Going into Tuesday, the potential is there. It cools down a little bit. And the trend, at least farther west, is down in those probabilities of seeing above 70. Still around 50 to 60, 65%, but the probability in Pocatello, we talked about some of those 60-degree temperatures, slight warmer temperatures pushing east. So for 70 degrees or higher on Tuesday, the probability jumps up to around 30, 35%. And jumps up to around 10 to 20, 25% over into the Cache Valley. So certainly some warm temperatures coming our way. And like we said, after that, temperatures will start to cool off as the pattern begins to change. So we do have showers coming through today and tomorrow. It's going to be light precipitation, and most of that is going to fall over the Sawtooth. It'll be breezy today. That actually helps with the snow melt, even with the cooler temperatures. Then we've got our big warm-up coming in next week before the next chance of precipitation moves in. It might be Tuesday, but the trends are slowing down. It may actually not even be till Wednesday if these trends continue, which means we may even be bumping those temperatures up even more than what we're forecasting on Tuesday and even into Wednesday. Have a great day. Have a great day and even weekend out there, and do stay safe, everyone.